So the Braves and Royals have engaged in a trade just ahead of this year's MLB amateur draft. Now the Braves acquired the 35th pick in this year's MLB draft from the Royals on Monday for center fielder Drew Waters, right-handed pitcher Andrew Hoffman, and infielder C.J. Alexander. Now Waters, who is Atlanta's #1 overall prospect according to MLB Pipeline, was the Braves' second-round pick in 2017, and he has spent parts of the past 3 seasons at AAA Gwinnett. Now the switch-hitting Waters slashed .246, .305, and .393 with 5 home runs and 16 RBIs in 49 games with the Stripers this year. Now I must say this trade from a Braves standpoint is a bit confusing because Drew Waters was their #1 overall prospect, as noted, not to mention he's still only 23 years old. Now Waters was also the Southern League MVP in 2019 and made the Futures game in 2021 in Denver, Colorado. But unfortunately, after that trip to the Futures game in Denver, his production dipped considerably. However, I just don't see how Waters' struggles called for a shipment out of Atlanta. So with that said, the only factor I can see which led to this trade from Atlanta to Kansas City is the fact his primary position is center field, which is currently hunkered down by a $100 million man by the name of Ronald Acuna Jr. Not to mention the Braves outfield as of now in the majors is stacked to the brim. I mean, they have like 5 guys who are listed as outfielders on their major league roster today. So I guess from that standpoint, it does make sense. You want this guy to have a good opportunity, and maybe that opportunity is in Kansas City rather than Atlanta at this point in time. Now, when it comes to who Atlanta will draft with this 35th overall pick in the first round, MLB.com thinks it's going to be a high schooler by the name of Tucker Toman from South Carolina. Now, Toman is a switch-hitting third baseman who shows a better bat from the left-handed side. And although Pipeline declares him as a third baseman right now, it is unclear where he will wind up in the future, considering he has below average speed and an average arm. Now, I personally think the Braves should use this pick on an 18-year-old by the name of Jacob Miller. Now, Miller is a right-handed pitcher who showed a fastball that topped 97 miles an hour while it sits average at 91 to 95 miles an hour. Now, he also features high spin rates and depth on both of his breaking balls, with his 78 to 82 mile an hour curveball devastating hitters more regularly than his tight 83 to 87 mile an hour slider. Not to mention, Miller shows the makings of a potential solid 82 to 86 mile an hour changeup with great fade. Now for topic number 2, the Rays shortstop Wander Franco was placed on the IL with a wrist injury on Sunday, a day after exiting the club's 5-4 10-inning loss to the Reds in the first. Now Franco's injury came after he fouled off a 101 mile an hour pitch from Red starter Hunter Green. Now after further tests on the wrist, it showed a hamlet fracture, which means Franco will have to undergo wrist surgery, which will keep him out of the Rays lineup for 5 to 8 weeks. The longest consecutive games played streak in the majors came to an end on Monday as Royals second baseman Whit has been dealing with a bone bruise and ligament swelling in his big toe. Now this forced Merrifield to miss his first major league game since June the 24th, 2018, more than 4 years ago. Now Merrifield exited Sunday's game in the 5th after running towards a ball hit in the infield in the 4th. Now he felt a pop in his big toe, then felt pain when he tried to put weight on it. Now after coming into the dugout, he quickly realized that it was going to affect his swing. Now x-rays after the game came back negative, but when he woke up on Monday morning, it was still hard to put weight on the foot. Now it's recommended he wears a boot for the next week or two, which means he will not play a game for the next week or two, which subsequently ends that streak, which sat at 553 games played. Now again, that is a franchise record and the longest streak in the majors since Miguel Tejada played in 1,152 straight games from June the 2nd, 2000 to June the 21st, 2007. It's sad, it kind of sucks. There's no way you would have reached Cal Ripken's record, no way you would have reached Lou Gehrig's record, and probably no way you would have reached Miguel Tejada's record, let's be honest. But again, quite sad to see a record like that end in such a unceremonious way. And finally, the Mex Pete Alonso is the first MLB player to publicly commit to this year's home run derby that will take place at Dodger Stadium in LA. Of course, Alonso is defending two-time home run derby champion. Now he is going for a third win when he steps into the right-handed batter's box at Dodger Stadium on July the 18th. So I wish him good luck, and I'm glad to see one of baseball's best power hitters show up for one of baseball's best events. And with that, that's all I got for today's video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts, and as always, I'll catch you guys later.